Good morning. Today we begin our time together with the recognition of Veterans Day. Veterans Day is an official holiday of the United States of America, observed annually on November 11th, to honor all who served in the United States Armed Services. This remembrance began following the end of World War I and was first called Armistice Day. World War I ended on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in the year 1918. The day was renamed Veterans Day in 1954. While Memorial Day is a time in the spring to remember those who paid the ultimate price for our nation's freedom, Veterans Day is a day to remember those who are still alive, whose service we honor today. Today we recognize and give thanks to the veterans who are here present with us.
Good morning. The purpose of this presentation is to honor the veterans of our nation. Over the course of our history, we have sent the best America had to offer to war. We have celebrated this day since 1918, more than honoring our veterans one day a year. Thanking a veteran can be something you do whenever you have a chance, but today let us do more. Let us remember that veterans are very much a part of our daily lives. People become veterans in several ways. They come from one of the 6 branches of the United States military: Army, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and now Space Force. Veterans may serve in times of conflict or in times of peace, sometimes both. Veterans have served in many different ways, not only as active duty, but also inactive as volunteers, National Guard, and reserves. Once a serviceman or woman retires from active service, that person becomes a veteran. When someone is discharged from service, they become veterans. To give you some perspective to the men and women we are honoring today, we want to share some numbers of veterans who come out of times of conflict in our history. Regarding World War II, from 1941 to 1945, 16 million soldiers served. 100,000 of those veterans are still alive today in their 90s. From the Korean War, 1950 to 1953, 5.7 million Americans served, and today over 1 million are still living. From the Vietnam era, 1955 to 1975, 8.75 million served our country, and today more than 6 million are still living. From Desert Shield, Desert Storm, 1990-1991, 2.3 million served, and today about 1.6 million are still living. From Iraq and Afghanistan, 2001 to 2021, 1.9 million served, and a large number of them, of course, are still living. According to the Department of Veterans Affairs, in September of last year, the estimated total number of veterans in the United States of America was nearly 18 million, and of that number, over 1.5 million veterans live in our home state of Texas. Veterans come from all walks of life and have been part of our national history for generations. These are the men and women who have served in harm's way to protect our freedoms, or in peacetime to stand guard on watch to intercept the imminent threat of danger. They are living reminders of what it takes for a nation to maintain and enjoy freedoms that many in our world cannot even imagine. When you have an opportunity to learn more about the history of our armed service, visit, listen, and learn as much as you can, as much as they are willing to share, and keep our servicemen and women always in your prayers.
Good morning. We will now recognize the veterans who were present by having them stand with their flag when it is called out. We start with the Army. The Marines. The Navy. Of course, the Air Force. The Coast Guard. Oh, and of course, well, too young, but the Space Force. So I guess I get to represent both of them. All right, we'll please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated.